What's going on YouTube? Federal Prison Time with rdapdan here. Today we are going to be talking about residential drug addiction program, mistakes that people make. I received a letter from a gentleman that thought he was going to get into the program based on what his attorney told him, was sentenced to 96 months, and possibly just found out today after seeing some of our videos that now he may not qualify. Stay tuned to this video to find out why. Hey everybody, welcome once again to Federal Prison Time with rdapdan. I appreciate all of the support, the subscriptions, the likes, the shares. You guys have been absolutely amazing. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so now. Tap that bell up in the top right hand corner to make sure that you get notifications. And also go ahead and text the word YouTube to 35074. Put yourself on the text messaging notification list. This will let you know of any upcoming changes, any specials that we're going to be running, any promotional videos that are only going to come to you through text message. So let's jump into this video that we're talking about today. I received an email from a gentleman by the name of Brian who's been sentenced to 96 months federal prison time. He's been under the impression the entire time that he's going to be able to qualify for Rdap based on what his attorney had told him. So I'm going to read this email to you and then we'll kind of pick it apart and see where things kind of went wrong and what he could have done different. So let's go ahead and jump in and read this email. Good afternoon, Dan. I came across your channel from After Prison Show. I watched your interview with Joe. I did not know services like yours existed until now. I was sentenced to 96 months for mortgage fraud. I took a plea due to the fact I was looking at double this amount of time if I were to lose at trial. My attorney has been telling me that without a doubt, I'll qualify for Rdap due to the fact after being indicted, I took heavily to drinking as well as prescription pills. However, after watching many of your videos, now I'm not so sure. I told the probation officer that interviewed me that I did not start drinking until after my indictment. That is not entirely true. I drank often most of my life. I also used marijuana on a regular basis as well. My attorney said it could possibly hurt me if I told him this during the interview. Now, after seeing your videos, if what you say is true, there is no way I'm going to get the program. My wife and I have been counting on this to give me a year off. I really wish I'd come across you sooner. Do you feel there's anything I might be able to do? This information is very upsetting. We paid mid-six figures for our lawyer. I called him yesterday. He told me he would look into this, and he has never heard that you have to have substance abuse within 12 months prior to your indictment. Are you certain about this? Is there anything you can send me that shows this rule? I'm not doubting you. It's just I was really counting on that year off. Please let me know if there's anything I can do. Thank you, Brian. So as you can see, Brian took advice from his attorney, thinking his attorney understood how the residential drug addiction program works. And why wouldn't you think your federally hired attorney that you paid, in this case, several hundreds of thousands of dollars to make sure that you're going to have the best possible outcome? Why wouldn't you think they're going to give you the correct information? If what Brian is saying is entirely true, his attorney completely screwed him out of any possibility of entering into Rdap. The rules and regulations, which I'm posting up here for you guys to see, are very clear. You need to have verifiable substance abuse, whether it be drinking, alcohol, prescription pills, whatever your substance abuse was. It needs to be identified in the PSR, and the time frame needs to be 12 months prior to your indictment. So anytime from 12 months prior up until the indictment. So within that window, there needs to show substance abuse issues. And in this case, there are none. The client clearly stated that he didn't use any drugs, he didn't drink on any type of regular basis until after he was indicted, when then he started drinking heavily to deal with the anxiety and the fear of going to federal prison. That is not going to get you into the residential drug addiction program. It is very likely that Brian is going to serve the full term minus his good time. He'll still get his good time, and he might get a few months of federal halfway house. If he had prepared properly and had came across a YouTube channel like this or somebody else that is putting that information out there, he very well would have qualified for Rdap. Plus, he would have been guaranteed a minimum of 6 months. His good time, Rdap, 6 months, that would have been a couple of years off of his sentence without a question. Now Brian's faced with the facts that he may not get into it, and his attorney is actually telling him that he's never heard of this information before. which I find either very hard to believe, or this attorney just doesn't care about what he's doing and the path he's taking their clients down. All too often, we hear these stories of attorneys doing nothing more than basically taking the information from the prosecutor, selling it to you, getting you to take a plea, and moving on. And that's a sad, hard, cold fact of the reality of what goes on in this type of a system. Now, I'm not saying all attorneys are like that, because we've dealt with some amazing attorneys who do find value in what we do, helping their clients. And if an attorney really has its client's best interest at heart, he's not just going to automatically assume that every prison consultant out there is some piece of garbage that's trying to take advantage of somebody. If they really have their client's interest at heart, they're going to do what they can to educate themselves and put their client in the best possible situation. And clearly, that is not the case here. I urge you, if you are possibly facing a federal prison sentence and you're not sure what to do, don't just put blind faith into your legal defense, assuming that everything they're going to do is in your best interest or they have all of the answers. Make sure you understand what you can be doing to prepare. Make sure you know what you should be doing to qualify for the residential drug addiction program, if that's going to be a possibility for you. Make sure that you have strong personal narratives and character reference letters. We have some of the best writers in the industry. That what we do is we actually give you templates, we give you some basic ideas, we even give you samples from prior clients that have allowed us to use their personal narratives and character reference letters to get you going in the right direction. We then take those letters from you, we make edits, recommendations, send them back to you and your attorney to make sure it's still your story, but we want it to be formatted properly and have that best opportunity to have the impact at the day of sentencing. We've got several clients that have been testimonials that have come on YouTube. You see them in the chat room all the time telling you that their sentences have been greatly reduced. We've got a client named Will that actually ended up getting probation because of how much work they put into this. You need to be building your mentor network. You need to be getting out there doing community service. If you're trying to get into the residential drug addiction program, make sure you're enrolling in something like AA or NA while you're out there on pretrial services. You may think it's not going to make a difference, but what if it does make a difference? What if it's got that 1% chance that it's going to have an impact at the day of sentencing and could dramatically either reduce your sentence or in some cases even possibly give you probation? Can't stress it enough, guys. Do not underestimate the power of what you can be doing in this situation. Focus on what you can control and stop focusing on what's out of your control. Guys, I'm rdapdan. I hope you have an amazing weekend. Please subscribe to my channel. All of you that have come over from After Prison Show, you guys are all amazing. I've seen some amazing support in the last couple days, amazing messages from you guys. So I couldn't ask for a better community of people. As you guys know, our motto has always been people helping people, community's method. Joe, you're doing an amazing job by reaching so many people. Let's keep getting those messages out there, everybody. Rdapdan, Federal Prison Time.